Gaffer, a disappointing day. How did you see the game?
Nowhere near good enough. Got beaten up by the opposition. Talk about formations and patterns of play and all stuff like that. They did the horrible side of the game miles better than us. Scored 2 brilliant goals, which doesn't help. The third goal is embarrassing from our point of view. He's run through 5. We've got total control of the ball on the far side of the pitch, and 5 tackles later, the ball's in the bottom of our net. So, they don't get well done for having a go at the end. It's too late. Have that fight in the first minute, not the 61st minute or whatever it was. So yeah, disappointing. Haven't seen that. We've been beaten in the last 2 weeks. This week it's been a bad week, no doubt about that. Results-wise, Saturday, Tuesday was a lack of quality. Today was got out-fought basically.
Before they scored the first one, which was a little bit against the run of play, we were getting some joy down the flanks. We just didn't seem to be able to find a final ball. Is that a frustration for you that we weren't able just to have that quality in the final third again?
Yeah, got in behind them 5 or 6, 7, 8 times. Final ball, not good enough. That's the disappointing thing. It's you get into good areas. We need better balls. Talked about it in the week. Need better balls, but we've got really good opportunities in behind them, and then give a really poor goal away. So the throw-in setup's wrong. People stood in the wrong position. It's a brilliant finish, no doubt about that. A half volley with the outside of his boot, and the third goal is a really good finish as well. The second goal is just a punt down the pitch. You have to deal with it better. Individual error doesn't. Sometimes that's a difficult one. But that's it. That probably summed the game up. That they just stuck it down our throat and we didn't deal with it well enough.
Given the run that we were on previous to this week, these sets of results are probably going to stick out a little bit more than they did previously. I think if you lose 3 times within 4 months and it's spread out, people don't point it out as much. But when they're back to back, it becomes a bit more of a narrative. How do you speak to the boys now? How do you work together to try and turn that around next week?
I've kept it pretty short in there. They know my feelings about the performance, but you end up going on and kicking teapots and things. You say things you don't mean, so we'll get them in and I'll evidence everything I said. It was 2 sentences ultimately, and then pick the bones out of it. The unbeaten run, people. With all the change that's been going on at the football club, probably people get a little bit ahead of themselves, and we think, oh well, we made a couple of signings, we'll just cruise to 3-4-0 wins every week. Football doesn't work like that. Integrating new things, and we maybe not as good as what we thought we were. Today definitely showed that. So we have to have a look at things. I'll own it in terms of did we pick the right team, did we pick the the right formation, all those types of things we'll look at. But ultimately, I understand why ultimately you need to support. I need to apologise to the supporters. Another full away end, and they'll go home as frustrated as me probably. In terms of the one thing they expect is a bit more fight. You play for a big football club.
As poor as we, sorry.
I was going to say you play for a big football club, and there's expectancy comes with it. Whether it's being able to deliver a final ball, or the nickname is the Terriers. We were not anything but that today, apart from the last 20 minutes. So you got to deal with the responsibility of representing the football club.
Sorry, I was going to say, as poor as we were in patches today, there could have been an eventuality where we actually got something out of that game towards the end. I know right this very second that doesn't mean a lot, but in time, the fact that they did pick themselves up and have a go and try and get something shows that it's perhaps not an attitude problem or a willingness problem like we'd maybe discussed earlier on in the season.
No, I don't think they turned into a team of individuals. It's just that the individuals didn't fight hard enough. So no, the 2 goals at the end almost don't interest me, to be honest, because you give any team in any level 3-0 head start, it's very rarely you come back from it. We had a go, we probably had enough chances to get something out of it in the end. Gomez scrambled, Bojan's had a brilliant chance, but that can't hide behind that, and I won't hide behind that. We need to expose it in its entirety that we got outfought by an opposition which is disappointing beyond belief.
Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, Roger.